So today is New Year's Eve. I wanted to make a video for you guys just to kind of give you an idea of what I got going on moving into 2023, right? So the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to wish you guys a happy new year. Hope you guys' holiday season was filled with love and joy, right? Um, but as we move into this new year, there's a lot of things that I, as a brand and a company, wanted to do to go ahead and help assist my clients, right? My clientele, whether that's for financial consulting, life insurance, uh, trying to get your credit right, whatever the case is, I wanted to try to be that light for you guys, right? And I wanted to kind of bring different avenues as far as how I can help, right? So 2023 is a new year. There's been a lot of things in motion that I haven't really mentioned. I may have touched on the things here and there, but never really dove deep into what I had going on. But I wanted to kind of give you guys an idea, just a little teaser, if you will, of what I have coming for 2023. Right. So the first thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to let you know about our January challenge, right? And what this challenge is we're going to take the first 30 people who are interested in getting services with us for our financial consulting program. We're going to do um, a group presentation. Well, not presentation, but a group offer to 30 people, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to collaborate. We're going to learn together as a group, right? And we're going to talk about different subjects. And what we'll do is once the 30 people have been established, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about the things that you guys want to learn as far as right, getting your budget in order, savings, and how to get that implemented, how to automate your payments, how to make sure that the amount of money that you're making at your job is paying you what the market demands, right? Because a lot of times, most of the times, people aren't getting paid their worth. And we wanted to bring this to the forefront to try to help you guys understand exactly what you're worth. Because a lot of times you're not getting paid that worth, and we want to bring that to the forefront, show you ways on how to research that to make sure that you are getting what you're worth, right? We are going to be doing um, a debt program, right? So people who have over $7,000 in debt, right? We have a program that will knock off 55% of that, right? So whatever you owe, let's say you owe $40,000 in credit card debt, or student loans, things like that. Let's say you owe 40, right? We're going to immediately knock that down to 18,000, right? And put you on a payment plan. We're going to knock off the interest rate, right? So this is another program that we're going to be offering, right? Moving into 2023, right? Another thing, infinite banking concept. I'm not sure how many of you guys know about this, but what this is how to become your own bank, right? And we do this by using insurance, life insurance specifically, right? And it's the way that the program is set up that you'll be able to borrow against. You'll be able to put money into the program, right? And as you earn um, cash value, you're able to borrow against that, in a sense, becoming your own bank. So instead of having to go to a bank to borrow money to, buy a car, you can go ahead and borrow against your life insurance policy, right? And a lot of people aren't aware of the benefits that this can have, right? So that's another thing, right? So there's going to be a lot of things coming. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos. You know, um, I'm here to help the people. That's my ultimate goal, is to help as many people as I can, because I was once in the boat that most of you guys are in. I read an article this morning that said most people can't afford a $400 emergency. So we want to be able to change the way that you think, change the way that you're spending money, change your spending habits, change your savings habits, right? So that way that you learn and understand the importance of having an emergency fund, right? So there's a lot of things, like I said, that's in the works. We just want to make sure that we're putting the information out there for you. So that way you can kind of understand, get a grasp of what I'm doing to try to help as many people as possible, right? With what it is that I'm doing, right? Now, I've been in the credit repair industry for over 20 years. Now I'm kind of transitioning out, kind of, right? It's not fully transitioning out. Um, but anybody who comes through our financial consulting program, we are doing the credit repair for free. So it's not like you're coming to me for specifically credit repair. You may come to me for credit repair, but during our consultation, I'm going to let you know that that's not our main focus. Our main focus is to address the issues that got you into the situation that gave you bad credit in the first place, right? It's because we want to attack the root of the problem, right? When you're fighting a fire, you're not shooting at the top of the flames. You're shooting at the base, so that way you can extinguish that fire. This is the same type of concept that I'm doing. Is we want to address the issues, right? Because if you had a budget in place, right, and you was able to understand where your money is, where it's going, and where it's not going, right? If you are short, right, if you run out of month before you run out of money, now you're going to start having late payments, right? And that's what we're trying to avoid at all costs. And by keeping on top of your budget and knowing how much income you have coming in and how much expenses you have going out, where can we cut back on the expenses and maybe add an additional income stream to the income to help provide, for you and your family. So this is what we're doing. We're trying to do a whole complete 360 in regards to people believing that they need credit repair. And the reason why I'm doing this is because there's been so many of my clients who have gone through the program, right? They've gone through the credit repair program, and we were able to get their credit fixed, but then they got back into the same situation that they once were in. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to say, hey, we appreciate you coming back, but we don't really want you back because it's not beneficial for you, right? Like most companies would say, why would you do that? And my goal is not to help myself, it's to help you guys, right? So if you guys are out there and you think that, going through a repetitive credit repair program is going to be beneficial for you, feel free to do that, but it's not what's going to actually help, right? It's not what's going to actually help. So I wanted to do something to help you, right? And the only thing that made sense to me was to address the issue where it lays is by getting the financial house in order, right? Because as long as you do that, you're going to understand that you don't need to go buy everything to keep up with the Joneses and try to impress the next person, right? Because the only people that you need to impress is your family, right? You always got to look out for number one. It's like when you're in an airplane, right? One of the first things they tell you is if something happens with the aircraft, the oxygen mask is going to fall from the ceiling. You put it on yourself first and then help your neighbor, right? And that's what I wanted to do is I want you to help yourself first before trying to address anything else, right? The time will come if you guys are able to turn your situation around. It will come where you'll be able to go buy the nice things. But what I want you guys to do is to understand the importance of finances, right? And the reason being is because we're in the midst of, are we going into a recession? Are we already there, or is it coming, right? And different people have different opinions, right? I'm just here to let you know that when the time does come, because it will come, right? It's been shown throughout history that we're going to go through ups, peaks, and valleys, and it looks like we are coming to that point. Interest rates are super high because they're trying to address that issue, right? As far as inflation's, right? So they're trying to get the inflation back in check, and by doing so, they have to raise the rates. So these are the things that I want to talk about and that we will discuss in our coaching program when we have our full course together, right? We want to make sure that we get up to 30 people. We're going to run this special through January until we get to 30 people. So it's first come, first serve. If you guys are interested, if you know somebody who's interested, share this video with them, right? Let them know what time it is. Let them know that, hey, there's no enrollment fee with this special. It's only $75, right? The only thing you are responsible for is having active credit monitoring to be enrolled into the program, because we have to be able to review the credit, because during the program, we are going to do your credit for you as well. We're going to send out the dispute letters, right? Just as if you are a full-fledged client, right? And we're doing this as just for getting the people together that we need, right? And up to 30 people. Once we do this, we're going to run this for 6 months. It's a 6-month program. We're going to be discussing a lot of things. We want to make sure that we help you with your emergency fund, right? And our goal is to get you between 3 to 6 months of what your expenses are, right? And how do you know what your expenses are? We want true expenses, not an estimate, right? So the way we do that is we look at your spending habits over the course of the past 3 months, because we want to take an average, right? So there's a lot of things that we have going on. 2023 is going to be the best year yet for us and for you. Working together, I think it's going to be a great collaboration. Like I said, if you guys know who could benefit from this, right? Whether it's for the infinite banking concept, the IBC is what we're going to call that program, right? And that's through life insurance. If you know somebody who needs life insurance, right? Even to have the conversation, because truth be told, most people don't have the money to pay for a funeral, right? I've seen this year alone, 2022, I've seen so many people post up GoFundMe pages and different types of fundraising types of programs to try to help pay for a funeral. And I hate to see that, because life insurance isn't as expensive as most people think it is. Even if you're just getting something small just to take care of that final expense, right? Whether it's leaving a little bit of money for loved ones or paying for your funeral services, why would you want to burden somebody else when they're trying to mourn you, right? And this is a hard conversation that, it's hard to have, but it does need to be had. And, I'm going to be the one to go over that with you, right? What do you want your legacy, what do you want to leave behind when it's your time to go? Because it's not a matter of if we're going to die, right? We're all going to pass. It's just a matter of when. And when that time does come, are you going to be prepared, right? Do you have children who depend on you, right? What does that look like for them if you were to pass away? Are you married, right? Most people live paycheck to paycheck. Like I said earlier, can't afford a $400 emergency, right? So if you can't afford a $400 emergency, imagine if your significant other passes away. Now you just lost their income. What does that mean to the household, right? Are you going to be able to afford those bills? So these are just topics that we talk about when we discuss things like life insurance, right? We want to make sure that you're financially responsible and understand, financially literate, because this stuff isn't taught in schools, right? We don't learn this stuff in school, so we don't really know exactly how to prepare. And that's what I'm here to do. Is I'm here to help educate you on the process of different things financially that you do need to talk about, you do need to discuss, you do need to learn about, right? Like, for example, are you trying to buy a car for 2023? A lot of people are, right? Most people come to me around tax time because they want to purchase a car, but don't really know how, don't know how their credit stands, what it looks like, and how to even try to help increase their scores. And there's little tweaks that you can do immediately just to see a quick score increase. And that's things that we can talk about. But unless you're ready to have that conversation, what good is it going to do when you try to go buy that car, but you're not financially educated about the process of buying a car, right? What does it look like? Who stands to gain from you going to buy the car, right? I could tell you 9 out of 10 times it's the dealership who's going to gain, right? So these are little things that you guys need to learn about, and until you guys take that first step, things won't happen, right? Things aren't going to change. So, sorry, I needed a sip. So I'm just here to give you guys words of wisdom, right? Try to help educate you guys so you can make an educated decision. I don't want you guys out here in the dark, not really knowing what you guys need, right? Because we don't know what we don't know until we're actually educated on that, right? And I was in the same boat, right? I didn't know about credit 22 years ago, right? I didn't. So I had to educate myself. And when I first educated myself 22 years ago, things have changed over these past 22 years, right? Things are changing constantly, right? There's different types of entities that have popped up, right? So I had to learn and adjust, right? I had to adapt to the changes, because if things worked one day and then the next day they didn't, now I had to figure out a way. Okay, things have changed now. I have to go back and I have to learn how to adapt to that change, so I can try to still get the best results for the clients, right? Because my clients are my top priority, right? No matter where you are in, as a client, I don't care if you just started, if you've been with me for a while, if you've been with me, finished, came back, you guys are always my top priority, right? Whether it's free education like I'm trying to give you here, right? Or you're in a paid program, right? I don't care, because my ultimate goal, like I've said time and time again, even throughout this video, is my number one priority is to educate my community, right? So if you guys are interested in just learning a little bit more about me and the company that I represent, and what it is that my clients mean to me, and how I'm going to try to help as best I can, reach out to me, right? Leave me a comment below. I know this video is a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but hey, I'm just here to try to help educate as many people as possible. I'm tired of the fake gurus out there. I'm tired of the people who try to flaunt stuff on social media like they have it, but they really don't. It's a game that can be played. Either you're a professional or you're an amateur, right? And we just want to try to put you into that professional category. We want to get you out of the amateur position and move you on up, right? Because the more education you have and start to use what it is that I'm here to teach you, the better off you're going to be. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Like I said, like and share it. If you know somebody who is interested, feel free to share that video. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to work with you, and answer any questions that you might have. So with that being said, today's New Year's Eve. I want to wish you guys all a happy new year and a prosperous 2023.